Hi friends, it's me again. So I'm going to show you a video again, just like I did yesterday, showing you how we're going to get our Envisions math workbook and use our tools to finish those workbook pages that you guys have assigned to yourself. And all of a sudden I have a really bad scratch in my throat, so I hope I don't cough this whole time. So I have a friend in my class named Shadrach, and he is doing paper copies, so he does not care that I'm on his Google Classroom. So I'm going to use him as an example of how you get to the Envisions workbook, how you work on the Envisions workbook, and most importantly, how you turn it in. I looked at a lot of my friends, and I know Ms. Ramos and Ms. Jess had the same problem, that did all of the work, but you did not turn it into me. So it looks like you didn't complete the assignment. I want you to be able to show me that you turned it in. That way I get your email showing me that you have turned it in and you get credit for it, okay? And you have to get in that habit, because these Envision workbooks are not just something we just did this week. We're going to be doing them for the rest of the school year. Even if we go back to in class and you guys, have your own iPads, we're even going to be doing them from our iPads. That way we're not worried about passing out actual workbooks, big thick workbooks that the fronts rip off and you rip pages, and you have to find a pencil every time you want to work on it. So you need to get used to it. So do that today, work on that today, and then once you're done with this, then you can go have fun and work on Splash Math for the rest of the day. All right, so let's get started. So for you to find your classwork, you all know the drill. You go to your classroom. And Shadrach's classroom obviously has Miss Acton in it. If you are one of Miss Ramos's kids, you'll go to Miss Ramos's classroom. If you're one of Miss Jess kiddos, you'll go to Miss Jess' classroom. Uh-oh, my battery's running low. Good thing I've got my charger right here, nice and handy. I itch. Okay, all right, I think we're good to go. All right, so I go to my classwork, and then I have and this is for Thursday, September 3rd work. I got math, reading, and writing on here, but math is where I'm going to find what I need to do this. So on my instructions, it says go to the math for Thursday, September 3rd, that is purple first. So it wants me to go here first. And then it wants me to go to the math that is in the green next. The reason why I want you to go here is because that's where you're going to find this video. So hello, if you found this video and you did this first before you went to your workbook, then you followed instructions and you should be so proud of yourself. Good job. So now you're here looking at this video of Miss Acton showing you how to do your workbook. So now once you're done watching this video, once I'm done with explaining all this to you, you're going to come back into your classwork, and then you're going to click on this right here. Then go to math that is green next. This is the math that is green. That's what we're going to click on. And then it says you'll be redirected, and it counts down the seconds, or you can just say take me there now, but I like doing the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Really slow blast off. All right, so this is where you really need to pay attention, because so far it's been pretty easy. Okay, so since I'm logged in as Shadrach, it should already log me in as that. But if it is your first time doing it, it will ask you to choose an email address. Do not pick your Gmail address. Do not pick mom and dad's email that might be on your computer that you're using. Choose yours that ends in the @stu.jefferson.kyschools.us, and normally it has your first and your last name at the beginning of it. You have to choose that one, or it will not take you to your classwork that you need. Then it'll bring you to this page right here. I think it asks you for permission. If you haven't done it yet, it'll ask you to choose like what you want your icon to be. Yesterday I chose Shadrach as a puppy dog, but some of my friends have been choosing robots. There's a game controller, and then you choose your background too. But once you get done with all that, it takes you right here to your assigned work. So I'm going to click on this because that's what Miss Acton has assigned to me, and so that's what I need to do. That's what Miss Ramos and Miss Just are assigning to you, so that's what you're going to be doing. So it's going to take you to your interactive notebook. And since Miss Acton has already used Shadrach's work with this, it actually has some things already on here. But I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to use one of my tools. It is the eraser tool. I'm going to make it really big And I'm going to get rid of this stuff. That way I start from scratch. So let's work on some tools on this page right here. So let's follow instructions. Use cubes to show 4 plus 5. So it wants me to use cubes. So I can either use my draw tool, or I can draw cubes, or I can use my stamp tool, and I actually have cube stamps that I can use in 4 different cool colors. So I want to do my 4 with green. 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time that you click down, it'll stamp it. Just like if you have a stamp and you boop, stamp it. Every time you click down, it's like you're stamping this. So I showed my 4. Now I want to show my 5. I don't want to use the same color connecting cubes. So I'm going to go back up to my stamp button, go to my connecting cubes. I want to do green. So now I'm going to show my number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I've showed 4 plus 5. And now I don't like this being here. It looks like I did that on accident. It makes it look sloppy. So I'm going to choose my erase button. And I can choose to make it a small erase if I want to just erase a small mistake, or I can make it really big to erase a big mistake. I'm going to keep it big. That way I don't have to do too much to erase it. And I'm going to be careful so I don't erase oh no, I did it. Oh no, I accidentally erased one of my connecting cubes, and I'm not happy about that. But the good news is I have another button that will undo it. So I'm going to go here to the undo button, and if you hover above each one of these virtual tools, it will tell you what it is. So this is the erase. So I'm going to click on it. Oh, not my erase. I want to do my undo. So I'm going to click on my undo button. Oh, and it undid my erasing that I just did. And now I'm going to click back on my eraser, and I'm going to very gently, slowly, calmly erase what I need to erase. Make sure I don't get those connecting cubes, and now it's perfect. All right, so now I said I use cubes to show 4 plus 5. Did that. Now it wants to know what will happen to the total number of cubes if you change the order of the numbers being added. Ooh, I love how it says, I'm going to underline it with my pen tool in yellow, how it says the order of the numbers being added. What is another word for that? Miss Acton taught you guys that on Monday, and we did a little bit of it on Tuesday too. Numbers that are added together are add-ins. So that's what it's talking about. I want you to use these 2 add-ins, and then I want you to switch the order and see if it changes the total number of cubes that you have. And hopefully you've been paying attention the past 2 days. You understand that if I just take these 4 and move them over here, move these 5 over here, no new cubes are going to appear. No new cubes are going to disappear. We're not going to lose any of these. The same amount of number is going to stay, so that means there's always going to be the same amount of cubes, which means your answer is going to be the exact same. So if you want to show that, you can go down here and do the 5, which I showed the 5 cubes earlier with green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm showing that my add-end is now 5. And then I can show the blue 4s, and my second add-in is now the 4 with the blue block. So I just switched those orders, but I have the same exact amount numbers. I haven't added an extra block. I haven't taken away an extra block. That's all the same. So now I'm going to tell them what my work is down here. So I know that 4 plus 5, if I count them, I can find the answer. So I've got 4. I'm going to count on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we're still yellow, and I cannot see that yet, so I want to make it a darker color. So I'm going to go up here and choose black and redo that. Oh yeah, Miss Acton will be able to see that so much better whenever she checks my work when I turn it in. So I've got 4 plus 5 equals 9. So you do not have to count these to know what the answer is, because you know I just took the same amount of cubes on this side, and I just switched them, switched them. That's it. No cubes appeared, no cubes disappeared. They're all the same amount of cubes. So I know the second equation, my answer is still going to be 9. Instead of doing 4 plus 5, I have 5 plus 4. I'm going to do 5 plus 4. That 5 is really good. I'm proud of that. Proud of that 5. So I showed my second equation. I showed if I switch them, I still have the same amount no matter what. So that's how you kind of would do the first page. So we got to use the pen tool, or I think it's the draw tool. We got to use the draw tool. We got to use the stamp tool with the connecting cubes. We got to use the erase where we erased that ugly spot that was up here that we didn't like. And we got to do the undo button to undo the mistake that we made where we accidentally erased this little corner of this connecting cube and then we tried it again. So a lot of tools were used on this page. But I like what I've done so far. I'm gonna move me over here, put you over there. So now I'm gonna move on to the next page. Do a little dance while you're waiting. We're waiting, we're waiting, we're awesome, we're waiting. Yeah, there it is. Woohoo! All right, so and then another thing that I showed you guys that you'll be able to do on your Chromebook, if you open up Google Chrome, is you'll be able to change your zoom. So if you're wanting to see the whole page, you can zoom out. That's really tiny and be able to see all of the work. Or if you're wanting to move in really close to something, you can zoom in and it just makes everything get a little bit closer. But I do feel like on my computer, the 75 is pretty perfect. So that's where I'm going to keep it at. So they showed you this equation right here. They showed you that the connecting blocks that are in the group of 3 and the group of 1 make the answer 4. And then down here, they just switch the order of them. So we're just switching those two add-ins, but we're always getting the same answer. If you guys have got that pattern down so far, then the rest of this should be a pretty easy process for you. Now it's just you practicing these tools up here. It's not you focusing on the work, it's you focusing on mastering all of these tools that are up here. So let's try a different one now. So I tried the draw one. You guys have got that down pat. It's pretty easy. It's just drawing with your finger on there. Then we did the stamp, and it has other options too, but for now the only one that you really need to use is the connecting cubes, and I'll show you the other three here in a second. We showed the erasing tool, how you can erase work that you didn't like that was on there. We showed the undo, but we also have a redo button. So it means if you erase something and then you're like, I like that, I want that back on there, you can do the redo button. And I'm going to show you here in a minute why you would need to use that. And then the next one that's important that I want to show you is the text box. So when I clicked on that, the text box appeared up here and it's got that flashing line that tells you you can type something in there. So don't type that. I just wanted to do that for fun just to show you. You can type stuff out there. I love Miss Acton. So don't do all that stuff. I was just showing you where the text box is, but you can type in the numbers that you need for your problems. So right here on this box right here, this problem right here, I see 4 plus 3. And I know that if I count all these cubes that I can find the answer and I need to put it right there. So let's do that really quick. I'm going to count on. So I'm going to say 4, 5, 6, 7. So my answer is 7. So I'm going to, in this text box, type the word or the number 7. I'm going to make it smaller because I don't need all that room. I just need a little bit for that 7. I'm going to click off of it. It's kind of just hanging out up there. I need to put it down here. So I'm going to hover above it, grab it, drag it down there, and put it in that box where it belongs. Look how neat that is. Oh my gosh, that's nice and neat. So it's a few extra steps to do that tool than it is to do the drawing tool, but it does make your work a little bit neater, and it just depends on what you want to do. You might get used to it and might love doing that, or you might just like the fast pace that you can just use for this. So for example, I'm going to show you how it's different, how one's faster and one's definitely not as fast. So on this side, it wants you to do just like we did here where we switched the add-ins. So instead of 4 plus 3, we're going to have 3 plus 4 on this side. So I can either keep my pen tool and go ahead and do that right now. So I know I've got 3 is my first number, 4 is my next number, and my answer is 7. Done. I can click next. That was fast. I'm going to undo what I just did. Now I'm going to show you with the text box. So I know a 3 needs to go right here, so I'm going to click the text box and I'm going to type 3. I'm going to make it smaller because I don't need all that room. I'm going to click off of it, click back on it, and drag it down to here. Then I know a 4 goes right here, so I'm going to grab another text box, click 4 on my keyboard. I'm going to make it smaller because I don't need all that room. Click off of it, grab it again, move it down to here, and then I know my answer, my sum is 7. So I'm going to grab another text box. My sum is 7, so I'm going to type 7 in the box. I'm going to make it smaller, click off of it, grab it again, and move it down there. You see how much more time that took? Yes, it's a lot neater, and yes, you don't have to worry about making mistakes and having to erase stuff, but it takes a lot longer to do that. And I'm going to show you on the next page why you don't want to maybe do that too much. So here's the next page, and there are a lot of blanks that you need to fill in. Lots of them. Just wait. Oh my goodness. So for every problem, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one, 4 for this one, 4 for this one. So just up here alone, you have almost 24 boxes that you need to fill in. That's going to take forever to you to do these text boxes, type whatever number that you need, make it smaller, click off of it, grab it again, and put it where it needs to go. And actually one will go right there. It's just going to take a really long time for you to do that. So I would suggest on this page to be smart and use your drawing tool. And if you want to make it more fun, you're like, it's boring, I don't want to use a drawing tool, grab another color. Your teacher won't care. I want to add some purple. There's no purple on this page. It needs some purple. So now you can start doing your writing. So let's find out what the instructions are, and let's get started, and let's see if we can find another tool that we can use. So it says count on to find the sum. And I need to see this, so let's get you out of the way. Count on to find the sum. Then change the order of the add-ins. Use cubes if needed. So first thing we're going to do is find the sum or the answer that goes right here. So it told us to count on, and what they mean by that is starting with the 8 in our brain and then counting up to, counting up to, I'm just going to put it right here in front of my face. So we put the 8 in our brain and count up to 8, 9, 10. So the answer would be 10 right there. But if you're still not comfortable with that, you don't find that that strategy is very good for you, then use your cubes. You guys know where they're at. We go to the stamp, we go down to the cubes, and we pick whatever color we want. So I'm going to start with blue just because blue is my favorite color. And it wants us to do 8 as the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I did an extra one. Undo that. Make sure I still have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Done with my 8. Now I need 2 more. I'm going to pick a different color to do yellow. 1, 2. So now I have all my connecting cubes, so I can use that to find out what the sum is of 8 plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. My tongue's dry from counting all that. Use the strategy of counting on. Say 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. I only said 3 things to get my answer, whereas before I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh, that takes forever. Don't do it that way anymore. Practice doing the counting on. So 8, 9, 10. I'm done with my connecting cubes. I'm going to go to my drawing tool. I'm going to use purple because I like that color. And I'm going to write 10 is my answer right here. So then I already know what my answer is down at this next problem. Because the next one I'm going to then change the order of the add-in. So the 2 numbers that I'm adding together, I'm going to change them. So I already know my answer is going to be 10 no matter what. Because I've noticed the strategy that we're using and practicing this enough. I know that it doesn't matter what order these 8 and 2 are in. If I'm adding a group of 8 and a group of 2 of anything, the answer will always be 10. My add-ins are going to get switched, so I'm going to make the 2 go first and the 8 go next. No matter what I choose, what order that they go in, the answer will be 10. And if you want to show it with the connecting blocks again down there, you are more than welcome to. All right, so I just showed you how you can use some of these tools over here to solve it. So if you want to try to do the text box on maybe 2 or 3 of these up here, you can do that. So this one up here, I've got 8 plus 5. So I need to find out what the answer is right here. I can use the counting on without doing the blocks if I want to, or you can go up here to your stamp and grab the blocks again and make 8 blocks and then a group of 5 and then count them again. But I'm just going to use the counting on strategy. So I know I'm starting with the number 8 in my brain. I'm going to count up 5 times. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So my answer is 13. Now I don't want to draw it in here or down here. I want to use the text box to make it look nice and neat. So I'll go up to the text box. I want the number 13, which is a 1 and a 3. I make the text box small enough to fit my 13. I click off of it. click back on it, and drag it down to where it needs to go. And then right here, I need to switch these two add-ins. So right here would be the 5. I click the text box. I type the number 5 off my keyboard. I make my text box small so it fits my 5 perfectly. Click off of it. I click back on it, and then I go put it down where it goes. Next, I need an 8. I click my text box again. Click the number 8. Make my text box small enough to fit it. Click off of it. Click back on it, and move it where I want it to go. So that took a lot of time. This one took a lot of time too because we did the blocks too. But if you're getting to where all you need to do is make the numbers and not have to worry about the connecting cubes, using this draw tool will be a lot faster. So let's see how that goes. So 9 plus 3. I'm going to count on. So I've got 9 in my brain and I need to count on to 3 more. I'm going to put 3 in my finger. So I've got 9, 10, 11, 12. So my answer is 12. So I know the answer to this one's going to be 12 too. And then I just switch the order of my add-in, so the 3 will go first, and the 9 will go next. See how fast I did that? All right, let's do this one. So I put 8 in my brain. I'm counting on by 4. So I'll put 4 fingers up, put an 8 in my brain. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8 plus 4 is 12. I know the answer down here will also be 12 because it doesn't matter what order those two add-ins are. I still have the same amount. 4 will be my first add-in this time because I'm switching those two numbers, and 8 will be my next one. All right, so finish that page up. So now we're going to get to the part that a lot of my friends, I don't know about Miss Ramos and Miss Jess' friends, but my friends had trouble with. Um, Actually, before we do that, let's show you the rest of the boxes. So this box right here adds shapes. So you see the word shape, and you can go to and add any shapes that you want, but we won't be doing shapes until actually like the end of second grade before you go to summer break. So don't worry about using these on here. You can play around with them if you want though, but just make sure you erase them off of the pages. That way Miss Acton, Miss Justin, Miss Ramos only see the work that we need on these pages. But you can play around with them. And then also you can add an image. And when you click on that, it just makes you open up all of the images that you have on your computer already. So, if I wanted to, let me move me so you can see better. So if I wanted to, I could add, I've got all these images that I've had to do some of your all's assignments. So if I wanted to add this picture of a kitchen that I made the other day, or saved the other day, I can open it up and it'll add that picture to here. And then I can make it bigger, smaller, or I can put it in the trash, or I delete it. So again, you really don't need to use that one. The only reason why I would think that a kiddo would want to use that one is if maybe there's not enough room on this whole page right here, and you want to do work on like a piece of paper you have at home, and then your families can take a picture of it on their cell phone, upload it to your computer, or you could even take a picture of it from your Chromebook. Your Chromebook can take pictures on it, and then you can upload and show it and be like, hey, I just didn't have enough room, Miss Ramos, so I just uploaded a picture to show you. But that's a lot of extra work whenever you have, all this room to do all this stuff on here. So I would say that we probably would never use the picture tool, but you never know. And then the last one is the trash can. So that just clears it all. So if I clear all of this, it says, are you sure that you want me to delete all this work that you did? And the answer is no. I do not want to delete all this work because it took me quite a while and a lot of work. So cancel that. I do not want to delete that all. But if you do choose to delete all of this stuff that I marked down, all of these connecting cues will go away. You don't want to do that unless you really made some just mistakes everywhere and you want to start from scratch, okay? Then don't forget about your undo and redo buttons to undo a thing that you made. You've got your erase button, so you can erase something that you made that you think that maybe needs to do a little bit more. And I hope you all notice that my numbers and letters or numbers are not perfect. Like this 2 up here is pretty yucky. I'm actually really proud of this 9 right here. I'm surprised how good that looks. And my 8 goes below that line right there. So my numbers are not perfect. So do not spend all of your time trying to make your numbers with the draw tool perfect. You will be there all day long, and that is not why we're doing this. We're doing this so you can practice it. So you'll notice when we get like into next week and you're doing more of these pages that your writing gets better and you get better at using that drawing tool on there. So just keep practicing, and I promise you'll get better. All right, so I pretty much went over all of these tools that are on here, and then the last one is just the clicking tool, and that's just so you can click on stuff that's on here, but it's not really a tool. It just brings you back to your normal arrow that you normally have whenever you're going. All right, so now we're going to the tricky part that my friends in my classroom are having trouble with, and maybe Miss Ramos and Miss Jess kids are too. So that was just page 3. Then this is page 4, and it's got a lot of word problems on it. So you would do some work on it, fill in those blanks, show some work in there, fill in those blanks down here, pick A, B, C, or D over here. So you would do all of that work. Excuse me. And then you have the homework and practice page, and so you would fill in these blanks here that you've got, um, filling in the rest of this, and then you would go to next. And I think this page has some more word problems on it too. And this is the last page, and this is the work that Miss Acton did last time. So I'm going to use my eraser tool. I'm going to get rid of this because if Shadrach ever decides that he wants to go get a cool, oh my gosh, go get a Chromebook at school, I want him to, and get on here, I don't want him to be like, what in the world? Somebody messed with my workbook page. I don't want him to think that. So I'm going to erase all this stuff. Sorry, Shadrach. I didn't mean to disrespect your Envisions book. All right, so all that's done. So you would answer all of these questions too. And then when you go to click the next button, you cannot. Do you see how it has that red X that says no, no, no? It's because this is the last page. You don't need to do anymore. So once you've done all of this stuff, you have work that you're proud of, you're going to go up here to this black button that says turn in. If you do not do that, it will not submit your work to Miss Ramos, Miss Just, or Miss Acton in our classroom. So you have got to push that button. If you don't, your workbook will just sit here and I won't have any way to get to it, and Miss Ramos and Miss Just won't have any way to get to her kiddo stuff too. So you have to push this turn in button. So you go up here to the black button up here, and it's usually right below your little icon, and you have to push it. Do not forget this. I'm going to repeat this again. If you do all of this work, but you do not go up and push this turn in button, you will not be shown that you have completed this assignment. You have got to push that turn in button. Have to push it. I noticed that I had 3 of my kiddos that did all of this work and didn't push that turn in button. And if I would have went and dug deep into their Envisions workbook and actually looked for it, I would have just said, oh, they didn't do their work, moved on with my day. And that's not fair. I want you all to get credit for all this hard work that you did. So make sure you push that turn in button. Please do it. This black turn in button right here. Please do it. Please, please. And then it'll ask you, say, okay, clicking turn in means if you want to go back and fix some stuff, it won't show up. What you have done now is what Miss Acton, Miss Ramos, and Miss Just are going to see. So make sure you are proud of what you have right here at this second before you push the turn in button, okay? And then after you do that, it actually shows up. And I'm going to show you, so it says completed, and then you're kind of done. You can actually exit out of here and go back to your classwork and finish your reading and writing. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on a teacher side. So when I go to my classroom and I click on my class, come on, I know you can move faster than this. Click on my class, and then I go to the classwork tab, and then I click on math. I should see that Shadrach has turned it in. Oh, I've got one turned in. Let's see who it is. Oh, look. Shadrach Ramazani has turned it in, and none of my other friends have turned it in yet because they haven't gotten a chance to do it yet. But Shadrach has turned his in. That's where your goal is. That's what you want to see. That's what you want Miss Ramos, Miss Justin, Miss Acton to see when they are able to open up their classwork in that math tab. They want to open it up and they want to see if it was assigned to 23 kids, they want to see that 23 kids turned it in. So that's what they want to see. So I need to see your email right there. And that only shows up if you push that black turn in button. So please make sure that you do that. All that hard work, I want you to get the credit for it. And so do your teachers, okay? All right, so that's all that I have to show with you guys about how to get into the interactive notebook and how to use the tools and how to answer those good questions. So good luck with that stuff. And remember, contact your teachers if you have any trouble with it, and they will be more than happy to help you out, okay? All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Woohoo!